What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Arrow Season 2, Part 1, which is episodes 1 through 9. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with what I didn't like about these first 9 episodes, just because for some reason it sticks more in my mind. Like, whenever it's going on in the episode and something is way too predictable or way too cliche, I'm sitting there like making jokes about it, and so it just sticks in my mind more because I'm able to joke about it to myself when I'm alone. Man, I need friends. Anyway, so first of all, for a show that is based on a main character who everybody thought died but didn't, and so he technically came back to life, they throw that card out a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. Just in this part of part of season 2 alone, we've got Sarah coming back from the dead. We've got Malcolm coming back from the dead. We've got Slade coming back from the dead. We've got Roy dying and then coming back to life. We've got, I guess technically, Oliver did kind of die and come back to life in the penultimate episode, kind of. Like, his heart stopped for a second and they brought him back. We've got, who else? There's a couple others. I can't think of them now. Huh. Anyway. But, okay, so all of those. And then before that, I mean, we thought Deadshot died. He actually came back to life. Next thing you know, like, all of a sudden they're gonna be, oh, actually, you thought you saw your father die, but he used a blank. He's still alive. Because Marvel gets so much crap for killing some of their characters when they're not actually dead and just, bringing them back, nobody ever talks about this. Like, in this one show alone, they've killed several characters, but they didn't really kill them. They're still alive. And I'm just, they even have Solomon Grundy on here, which, he can be reborn again and again. They're talking about Ra's al Ghul, who has died before and is brought back to life. I don't know, it's so strange to me that nobody ever mentions how bad DC is about it, because they are very bad. Not necessarily killing them, but pretending to kill them when they're not actually dead. I don't know why pretending, killing them. Anyway, so that was just one thing that it just keeps coming back. I'm like, come on, do something a little bit more clever. Do something that is different, because I want different. I don't want the same stuff over and over again. The next few are just kind of nitpick things from different episodes that, when it happened, I was like, seriously. The final episode, they're talking about the Christmas party, and Oliver sees the trees like, oh, it's Christmas? Yeah, bullcrap. Like, we all know the society we live in nowadays, they're getting ready for Christmas like when Halloween ends. So there's no way that you can't know, oh yeah, today was Christmas. I don't care how busy you are. If you are watching TV or if you are walking outside, you know when Christmas is coming. You know from a month away, over a month away. So that was just something that stuck out to me. I'm like, really? You're going to make us think that he is so busy that he didn't even know it was Christmas? It would have made more sense if he forgot somebody's birthday or somebody's anniversary, but Christmas? No. Another thing that kind of bothered me is that they finally, I didn't ever talk about Laurel's dad, and how much he kind of got on my nerves in the first season. He did, because he's that stereotypical, cop who knows the vigilante and wants to stop him because he's going outside the law, even though he's, getting the job done. He's saving people's lives. Yeah, he may be killing some people, but he's doing a good job of keeping people safe. And Laurel was like, she actually went back and forth. Like at first she was saying, "What if he's trying to help people?" And then something happened. I can't remember now. It was so long ago. But something happened where he like nearly killed a guy right in front of her, and she's like, "Oh, he's a killer." And then something else happened that convinced her, "Oh, maybe he's not. Maybe he's actually trying to help people." And now all of a sudden in this season, it's swapped. Like she's the one acting like a jerk and acting like he is a horrible, horrible person, and her dad's the one that's actually working alongside him, helping him. Um, and so I don't know, just it made sense, but they didn't execute it very well. So I was left going, that just came out of nowhere. Along with something else that bothered me, the way they started off this season, it ended with Oliver and Laurel kind of hooking up. Because that's what they were going for all season long, is that even though Oliver had, he was with Helena for an episode, he was with that cop girl for a little bit, and Laurel was with Tommy for a little bit, and then they still ended up together because they love each other. They have real. And then at the beginning of this season, they're not together anymore because, you know, just reasons. That bothers me. That bothers me when you work so hard to put two characters together and then separate them in the very next season. I can't remember what other show did that recently, but there was another show that did that. It wanted us to want these two people together, want this couple together, and then split them up so they can go through the whole drama bullcrap again, which is what I feel like they're doing here. Like, oh, we can't have them get together yet. Let's wait until, let's have them fight a little bit more, and then have a will we, won't we type thing for a little bit longer, and then maybe she'll see other people, maybe he'll see other people. No, please shoot me. I'm so sick of that. It's so annoying to see that stuff over and over and over and over. And it's such a reused cliche. Stop it. Anyway, speaking of relationship bullcrap, the stuff with what's her face, the brunette that was helping Oliver run the company, when his mom was in jail. All of that made no sense. Like the way she was acting about it, and then the fact that they just decided to sleep together in Russia. When Felicity was going off on him for it, I was like, thank you. Thank you. I wish it wasn't because you secretly like him, but thank you for putting him straight. Thank you for setting him straight, because somebody needed to tell him, dude, you're an idiot. Because it made no sense. There's nothing likable about her. There's nothing that really drew them together. It's just they had a few moments of finally, she was finally honest with him. He was a bit honest with her, and then they just went and slept with each other. I'm like, okay, yeah, that always happens. Two people that absolutely hate each other are honest with each other for once, and then just go sleep together. It's a thing. It's a thing now. And then going off of that, just the fact that Felicity even likes Oliver, why? Like, I get that, most women think he's really good looking. I understand that. But what is it that draws her? Like, she's super smart. And so she shouldn't be drawn by just looks alone. And he's done nothing really to, he saved her life, so that's something that may. But she, I actually thinks she has reasons. And I've never been told what those reasons are, besides the fact that he looks good. That's it. And she's, as a nerd. First of all, I've already talked about the fact that they try to make her seem like she's just weird and misunderstood, when I just think that they picked a really good looking girl and just put glasses on her and said, yeah, she's a nerd. No. But that was my gripe in the first season. I've moved on past it. I have a crush on Felicity now. I wish more nerds looked like her. Can't help it. Anyway, but that's my problem, is that because she is so smart, you would think she's looking for more in a guy than just looks. And that's it. And when they introduced Barry, which I'm going to get to that, I love that. Um, when they introduced him, you thought, oh, at least I thought they were going to take that route. That now there's finally somebody that she can connect with, somebody she can like for a reason, because he is also smart. You know, he is also quirky like she is. Maybe they can get to, and then they don't. Like her feelings toward Oliver still keep them apart. I'm like, this is dumb. You finally, I thought you finally made a good decision. I thought you finally made a good decision for once, TV show, once. And then you just said, nope, we don't know how to do relationships. Relationships are a mystery to us. Very obvious. Um, one other thing. Oh, the mom's trial. They tried so hard to make it seem like she was gonna be found guilty and then get the death penalty. Why? Why did you try so hard to make me believe that? Like, it would have been interesting if you had actually made it seem like there was a chance she was going to be found not guilty. And then it comes back with guilty. That would have been a good turn. But to make it seem like she's definitely guilty. Like, everything that has been found out in this trial has completely gone against her. Oh, she's not guilty. I could see it coming from a mile away. And that bugs me that you had, once again, you have a chance to do something clever with it, to do something really shocking, to have it seem like maybe she can get out of this. Maybe she can be found not guilty. And then find her guilty. That would have been a truly shocking turn. And if you want to have her found not guilty, still make it seem like there's a possibility that she can be found not guilty. Because when you make it seem like she is definitely guilty, I know you're just going for the surprise twist ending of, oh, she's not guilty, gotcha, you didn't get me. You know, it's just so obvious when you pound it in and pound it in that she's guilty, she's guilty, she's guilty. Look at this, the prosecution has this much evidence, the defense has this much evidence. Guess what? She's probably going to be found guilty. Oh, by the way, have you heard? She is likely going to be found guilty. Did you? I know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to set up that she's not. Oh yeah, she's not guilty. See, I wasn't surprised. So, done on my rant on that. It's frustrating when TV shows think that they're so clever because they're like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Just kidding. This has actually happened. It's forced. It's not needed. Now that I'm done ragging on the show, I love the show. I I know it doesn't make any sense. I know that I keep ragging on it in almost every review for several reasons. And I think it would actually help if I were to do this on an episode by episode basis because I can find several things wrong in 9 episodes. Whereas in one episode, I may only find one thing wrong or a half of a thing wrong. And so that's kind of how it is. You know, over these 9 episodes, yeah, all the stuff I just talked about, stuff that bugged me. But there's such the relationship stuff is a big part. Okay, that is the biggest problem I have because it's such a big part of this show. They try to do so much with the relationships that it bugs me that they don't do it well. But everything else were just nitpicks, moments in different episodes that made me go, ugh. But one moment. These are 45, almost 45-minute long episodes. And so to have one moment like that is actually really well done. So let me start talking about what I did like. First of all, bringing in Sarah, good move, and bringing in the League of Assassins, great move. There are several just overall DC Universe tie-ins that I know from either Teen Titans, Batman Arkham games, or what's the third one? There was one other DC thing that I know of. Oh, the Justice League show from back in the day. I vaguely remember that though, because that was from my childhood. Batman Arkham games and Teen Titans. I've watched Teen Titans recently. I'm not afraid to admit it. Great show. Hate Teen Titans Go. Stupid show. And then the Batman Arkham games are obviously amazing. So to bring in the League of Assassins, I love just you have Ra's al Ghul, who's a great character. You've got I don't know if they're going to bring Talia in because she's more connected to Batman. Um, but you've got him who is the leader, and obviously you find out that Malcolm is actually a member of the League of Assassins. The reveal for Sarah was well done. I said in the last review that I know she's actually alive because I saw Legends of Tomorrow, which revealed that she was alive. Uh, but I kind of knew that's where they were going with it when the mom showed up and said, "I think she's still alive." Uh, and like I said, the show just seems to love killing people. Uh, but the way that they handled it was very well done. I thought that having her show up at the beginning of this season, I think it was yeah, it was. Having her show up and then slowly finding out, wait, she's connected to Laurel somehow, and then only having her father find out that she's still alive. It's all very well handled and kind of contained, so that it's not this huge, everybody finds out that she's alive, because they want to build it up. They don't want to throw it all out there instantly, and I like that. Bringing Brother Blood and the Hive into it, incredible. Once again, only know it from Teen Titans, which in Teen Titans it was actually Hive Academy, so it was teenage villains being like recruited there and taught there and stuff. Um, but I kind of get a gist of who the Hive is and what they're trying to accomplish. And then Brother Blood, only know from Teen Titans. Don't really know much about his character other than the show. Like in the show, he was like the leader of Hive Academy. He was pretty much the dean of Hive Academy, and kind of he wanted to become more than human, which he actually found in Cyborg. But anyway, so he wanted complete control of these kids, and he wanted to be more than human. He wanted to be superhuman. So that seeing their representation of Brother Blood is interesting and kind of gives me a good idea of who he actually is outside of that show. So I like that. And then just every single episode, it was so well done on the whole. Like looking back and seeing the story progress all the way through was well done. But looking at it episode by episode, each episode was well done in its own right. Um, I mean, from the one about Sarah coming back and the League of Assassins coming to get her, to the one where they went to Russia and had to find Deadshot, and then you find out that Dig was married to this Lila girl, and now they're back together. I mean, it was so well done, and I'm just so excited to see where they're taking this and what they're gonna do with the story, because there's so much good that can be done, and that's kind of how I feel about it now. Is that the premise that they have going and everything they kind of set up till now has so much potential, and so far, aside from the relationship stuff, which has some potential and then they kind of crash that, the rest of it, the action, the plot, all of that stuff has lived up to its potential, and I'm excited to see where they're going on from here. Because I mean, just they have Solomon Grundy in this. That's incredible. It's such a random character to have, but as soon as they were like, brother, what's his name? Not Clyde. I forgot his name now. I forgot his name. Dang it. I can't remember, but the Brother Cyrus. Brother Cyrus. I'm like, Cyrus. What Cyrus are they talking? And then it's Cyrus Gold. I'm like, And then Dig goes into the apartment, and he's like, Solomon Grundy told him. It's like, that's awesome. Um, so to see how Solomon Grundy was created, another great thing in its own right, the fact that they decided to have the Flash in the very end and show how he became the Flash. Like, I knew they had the Flash TV show, and I'm probably going to do that once I'm done watching Arrow and getting caught up on that. But to see that it started from here, they introduced Barry Allen in the show, and they introduced who he was, they gave him a character here, and then have him become the Flash. Brilliant. I can't think of a better way to do it. Because you think about some of, like, NCIS. NCIS New Orleans and LA both appeared on the main show before they became their own show. But this was like, the reason this is different is because on that show it's like you bring them in to set up the new show you're about to start. This one, you're introducing a character that's about to have to carry his own TV series. That's incredible. First of all, it makes it to where you can tie it all in. That's great. Because one thing I really do enjoy about, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, Jessica Jones, all the Marvel TV shows is how they tie in to each other and to the movies. Like they tie into the movies, and that's so cool. Because I'm watching the TV show, and then what happens that week, I go and watch the movie that just came out, and then what happens during the movie is shown in ending in the next week's episode. Like, where do we go from here? That's so cool. And to see that Arrow and Flash are working together, and now Legends of Tomorrow includes a lot of the characters from these two shows. That works so well, and I'm so glad they decided to do it. I'm really excited to see, how much Barry will play into the rest of the season. So, as you can tell, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. But before I sign off, still a couple things to talk about. Two major things that are just, in my opinion, really well done. One, the past. I talked about how well the past tied in I think the second or first review. What they've done with it is really incredible. I mean, throughout the first season, they had this story of trying to stop this guy, Fires, from launching a missile that was going to destroy this plane that would, start a war, I think. I can't remember what his exact goal was. But they were trying to stop him from doing that, and they stopped him, and they killed him. But unfortunately lost the guy that helped Oliver. And that whole story just progressed so well. It was like watching another completely different show. And now this season, it's a completely new story. Slade's still there, and once you met the daughter Shadow, it was like, okay, so she's going to become a bit more of a main character in this new story. But now they've got a new story that is actually tying in to what is going on in the present. Like, you learn about this guy, Ivo. You learn about this freighter that Oliver found himself on. And you come to find out that Sarah was on the freighter too, and this is how she, managed to survive. And then you find out about this, the serum that turned Solomon Grundy into Solomon Grundy and turned Slade into the super soldier that he is. And all of it just, it ties in so well. It did so well to combine it together and give us this one story as this other story is happening. And now this is why we've been showing you this story, so you can understand what exactly is going on. Very well done. And I'm really excited to see where it goes from here, especially with the death of Shadow, which was kind of crazy. Just how it happened. It was like, holy crap. So, finding out why Slade hates him is going to be interesting, because obviously from the final scene that they showed us, he has a vendetta against Oliver, so there's got to be a reason for that. And especially, he's got the eye patch, so which he does in the comics too. But to find out how he got the eye patch is going to be interesting. Um, which he said, I got an arrow, I'm going to put an arrow in his eye, so I guess that's what Oliver did to him. The other thing that really, it was just really crazy, and I think this may have been actually better because of how frustrated I was leading up to this point. Moira, I still don't know how to say her name. It's like Moira? Moira? I feel like I'm trying to say Myra in like a, a British accent. Moira! Hey, how you doing? I don't know. Anyway, Mrs. Queen, she has just been found not guilty, which I saw coming from a mile away, and I was really frustrated. Then she goes to this abandoned parking lot where Malcolm is, and as soon as she got taken down, like, it's Malcolm, isn't it? He's not dead. And sure enough, there he is. He's not dead. He's the one that helped her. I'm like, oh, stupid. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's just, do you know how happy I was to learn that the DNA test shows that he is my daughter? I'm like, what? What? Some of you might look at this and be, you didn't see that coming? No, I knew that they had an affair. I didn't realize that it was that long ago. What? It's just, I mean, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was such a bombshell. After you just really pissed me off, doing two really cliche, really predictable things. I was like, this is stupid. This is getting really stupid. Like, you went this route, really? You went, she's his daughter? This show is incredible. This show is changing what it means to, okay, obviously a little bit of an overreaction, but seriously, I mean, the way they handled it couldn't have been better. To have a couple moments of kind of a weakness of going a little bit cliche. I don't have time for you. And then just all of a sudden throw this completely surprising plot twist into the mix. Excellent. Excellently handled. And a huge plot moment that I have no idea where they're going with it. Like, it just, to find out that Thea was Malcolm's daughter is just, first of all, the fact that she was kind of hitting on Tommy in the first season just really, it just popped into my mind. I'm like, oh, that was almost bad. But yeah, just crazy, 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 crazy. And I'm excited to see where that goes. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was one other thing that I needed to talk about. Right. Two things that at first frustrated me, but one of them changed. The other one I kind of got over because I'm like, whatever. The first one that I got over was during the trial. They had Thea on the stand, and she, the district attorney was like, "You didn't go visit her for 6 months because you blamed her." I just wanted to. I don't know why this upset me, but for some reason I just wanted to like punch somebody because of how stupid that argument was. Like, of course she didn't go see her. She's family. It affected her more than anybody, any of the people that were affected by this huge disaster. She was more affected because it was her mom. That hits home. That's hard to accept. Of course she was reluctant to go see her for several months. I mean, come on. So I don't know, just the fact that that was actually an argument that seemed like it was working made me want to punch somebody and be like, "You people are idiots. This is a dumb argument. Why isn't anybody standing up and be like, objection, Your Honor? This is her daughter. Of course it affected her. It would be like if you're district attorney, your father just admitted to being a serial killer that killed 20 women. Yeah. Are you gonna go see him? I mean, would you? And then all of a sudden, it's found out that he was actually killing those women because somebody was forcing him to. And are you still gonna go see him? He still killed women. He still lied to you about it. So I don't know. Just a dumb argument. But then I got over it because I was like, you know what? It doesn't even matter because she was found not guilty. So, but the other one that did kind of bug me at first, and then got over it was the whole blood thing, which once not blood, I mean brother blood. Because at first he was completely blaming Oliver for all of it, Oliver for all of it, which bugged me because it was kind of cliche that the guy that's trying to help is the one that's getting blamed for everything, even though it's not even close to his fault. It was his mom that did it all, and people were blaming him. I was like, seriously? Like, this is just so dumb. And then when I found out that, he was actually a bad guy, I was like, okay, so it makes more sense now. Thank you for clarifying. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the first 9 episodes. A lot to talk about. I feel like I've been talking for a little while. Uh, but yeah, I'm excited to see where the rest of the season goes. Excited to see how it all connects together. So, let me know down in the comments below what you think, what are your opinions on first part of second season, and leave a like and subscribe for more Arrow. So, see you at the next review. Peace out.